Okay, so welcome everybody. I'd say it's great to see your smiling faces, but nobody wants to turn on a camera, so fine. I got dressed for the event, but I guess we'll leave it at that. Miss Colleen did, and even Tracy's on camera today. So first and foremost, lady, I just want to introduce ourselves. I'm Debbie. I head up the education department here at My Real Source. Colleen is with me today. She is a hybrid model here. She is staff at My Real Source, and she is also a realtor. So when we have those crazy questions, that really need realtor speak, we kind of lean on Colleen for that. Because she's got the best of both worlds. She's got that techie end from My Real Source and the realtor end from being a realtor. And of course, Tracy DeWitt is, we could probably say head of the helm, but Dave DeReese is here, so we won't say that she's the head. She's just right hand to the head, huh? So these are going to be three important contact people. Brian's also on in the background. So if we have a technical question that we need his help, we just got to holler at him and he'll chime in. And our illustrious CEO, Dave DeReese, is here in the background too, just keeping an eyeball on everything, making sure everything runs smoothly for you guys.
Did John or Monica come in?
I do not see them.
Okay.
So has everybody gotten their login and password from My Real Source? So those all went out earlier today. And I know it's Monday morning, so I know that we have a lot to do. And Dean, I think you got yours on Friday, correct? Your login?
I did. Can you, someone just send Pam the login for the Zoom again? So.
Yep.
Thanks.
I can do that. All righty. That's out to Pam. So I also have open the email that went to you guys as well. So I'm going to actually share my screen. All right. So you guys now see, this is the welcome email that went out to you guys. Okay. So I want to make sure that everybody has gotten that. You guys can unmute and say, yep, you're good. No, you need it, because we can have those resent to you. Okay. So what we are going to do is, first and foremost, I want to go over just a little bit in Paragon. Get back over to my Paragon here. So it's going to be most important that you guys, first of all, log in, create your password, and move forward from there. There will be a couple of windows that pop up. Those are going to be what's up right now is just our data sharing. Feel free to mark those as red. So they will come up like this. You will see this one here. So these will give you a picture. Oh, there's Pam. All righty. Welcome, Pam. So I'll back up for just a second. So as you log into Paragon, your messages will come up. Feel free to mark those as red. You will see those here. You can always find them again. That way they won't pop up, and you'll only see the most pertinent ones come up. So once you log in, your preferences wizard is going to pop up as well. That's one of those things that's good to get done. I want to show you a couple of things in there that you should really, really do. And actually, I'm going to assume the identity of, I'm going to go with Samantha.
Are we supposed to be seeing your screen?
Oh, yes, in a second. Let me turn that back.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so once you log into Paragon, your wizard will come up. So I'm just going to access mine through the preferences icon and then go to the preferences wizard. You'll simply hit start. So I want to highlight a couple of things here. With your headshot, it's not really necessary for you guys. If you want it there, you can. But I was going to assume the identity of Samantha. It's a little easier when I show y'all. There we go. Assume and okay. So this is also one of the functions that admins will be doing. So there's your MLS messaging. You'll come through. You see, mark them as red as necessary. So I will wait for Samantha to do that herself. And there's your preferences wizards. We're going to go ahead and hit start. There's your realtor logo is the default for the agent's headshot, of course, admins as well. Next up is going to be your office logo. This is how you change it. This is set up in here already, but Dean, I want to make sure that this is the one that's appropriate for your office. So as they click into the photo, you'll see that there's nothing here under my images. That's because we've uploaded it for the office. Nope, that has real living on it. Okay. So both
You're
of
gonna
these,
change those out with the ones that we provided to you today, correct? Or
Yes.
are you having them do it?
yeah, we can do that because we can put that right at the office level.
But you have the new ones I sent, right?
No, I did not see those come in.
Okay, you should have them. Okay,
We'll get those done. So that's
Okay.
all that we need to do is change it up like that. Next. So there's a couple things like the market monitor. They might want to switch that to the office, but we'll show that at a different time. The one thing I do want them to do is to make sure to set their email signature and maybe their emails here. If admins are going to email the agents to let them know that they've completed the listing entry, email. So here's the display. And then when they email the manual email, it's going to be right here. So if they are all going to be using a particular style, I know legacy full agent still seems to be a big hit. I could go down to the legacy full agent and select that one. There it is. It's an agent report. So that will have commissions information on there too. And hit the next. Next. Contact manager, time zone. Now, if they are going to text listings out of the system to their agents, they would want to select that here. Samantha doesn't have a cell phone number in here. The email options, they will need to be verified. They will get an email once they log in. Yeah, almost everybody does that. And next. Okay. Email signature, you'll see that it is set up to be a default, but it doesn't appear anywhere until they actually say, give it a name, and then it will always be included. Just type default or whatever you want to call it and hit next. And there you go, close. So that's just a few things that will go into play when they're doing this. All right, so what we're gonna do, if you guys have a listing that you would like to set up already, if you have the photos and the associated documents on a particular listing, let me know. Bye, Joe. And then we could just work with that one. So how do you find those partial listings? Remember, My Real Source has entered in partials for you, creating all of that work and taking it off your desk. So as of today, we don't want anybody doing listing entry into the previous MLS. It all needs to be going into Paragon starting today. So what we're going to do is from your cheat sheet. So I want you to have that cheat sheet available. And if you want, I could display that for you as well. But we're going to go right down to the checklist where it says, as of today, no listing entry into your previous. And then it says listings. So we've created the partials. What you guys now need to do is edit that, add the photos and the associated documents, and make it live. So that's the short story. So now let's see how we're going to do that. So we're going to go into the listings icon at the very top. And on the right-hand side are the partials. Now here's a pretty cool, couple of cool things right across this list here on the top. Just on the very right, I could say all of my listings for my firm. So what's the difference between firm and office and my listings? Well, of course, my listings, if I'm the agent, I will only see my listings that are there. The office, so if you are employed out of the St. Clair office, you will only see St. Clair listings. If you are in the other office, you will only see listings for those. However, if you select firm listings, you'll see all of the listings for the entire brokerage, and that's what those are. Or if you simply just wanted to pick one of the ones, let's see, who do we want? And here's your search box that came up. Let's pick on Miss Lisa. And Lisa's, save, and now I see hers, and we have to hit search. Now, if you wanted to work on Lisa's listings only, she's here in the St. Clair office, which is like point right there. Really 1 mile away from my house. So if you wanted to do it this by agent, you certainly can. If you want to do it by your own office, so I'm going to go into my office listings and click search. And remember, I'm in Samantha's. And so you can also, these will be, last I sorted these by the listing agent. So you'll see listing agent here on the right-hand side. I can simply click that and it's going to sort them for me. So if you want to see Andrea Breeden's, get hers done. So if you want to take care of it agent by agent, that's certainly good too. One of the things that we are thinking about that's going to be really easy for this, I'm going to back up and let you know that we have requested from Showing Time, from them to merge all the profiles or to link the profiles from their previous MLS to their current MLS. This is going to avoid a lot of confusion and overlapping Showing Time appointments. So that is a work in process. It is not done. So what you might want to do is at the very end, when we get to the listing, to the Showing Time entry, we'll show you a couple of tricks there just to get the agents, their profiles linked and ready to roll. All right. So let's go ahead and pick on Miss Andrea. I can either click on the link on the left, that's going to open it, or all the way to the right, there is the select an action button. Now there's only a few here because it's only a partial listing. So there's only a few things you can do with it. So if I wanted, I can go right into maintain my partial. So either way, whether I click on the right or the left, it's going to be the same one. Now, as you go down your to-do list, they are in order here. But one thing that I did notice, because everything is in here, it might make it a little easier for you guys. This is not the way we normally teach it by any stretch of the imagination. We don't tell you to just go required only and put in as skinny amount of information as you can. But because the information has been done, it's easy to click on required only, and that exposes all of the required fields. And you'll first of all notice that the status is your first empty one. So you can either tap the magnifying glass on the right or simply type in there what you need. Now we're going to change it to active. Now this one, I'm not going to actually turn it to active because we don't have the photos unless somebody does have her photos and associated documents on this one. And St. Clair, oh, let's see, oh yeah, Samantha. It's just Samantha in this office. So Samantha, if you have those, you can go ahead and work on that now. So that's active. Let's go down to your next blank, your listing date. You have to go off the original listing date on this. And yes, it does look like it's a late listing entry, but no, it's not. We know what's going on in this office. So if it was 2-3 months, how many listings are hanging around 2-3 months now? So enter in the listing date and the expiration date, two very, very important pieces that we did not have come in. All right. So there are some additional fields that my real source has over other MLSs. Let's scroll down. And if you have a subdivision in there, enter that. See, what other blanks do we have? There you go. Summer tax year and winter tax year. Those are things that we do require. So the summer taxes from $3,027 were from when? 2020. So those are going to need to be added. All righty. Oh, we're missing some bedroom lengths and widths in here. So this is a nice thing about doing the required. So next, you're going to come down to the below square foot.
Hey, Debbie.
Yeah.
I just want to comment about those bedrooms. We're not missing any room dimension fields. Bedroom 1 is equivalent to master bedroom in RealComp. So if they don't put in a master bedroom, then it will not populate bedroom 1.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification, Brian. All right, and here, this is why I blew by the below grade square foot finish, because they actually didn't have it. I was looking for a blank. So this one is entered. Everything below grade is finished. So that's one of the ones that are different. And now we're going to go down to listing broker services. almost at the end. And these are two ones that we require as well. Is there a listing broker sign on the property? Most likely, yes. And is there another sign on the property? Maybe not. But those are the things that we're going to need. And if you do the click on required only at the very top, you'll see that it only shows those. Conversely, click on display all and you will see everything in here. Everyone will be opened. All these containers open and close easily. You close them all to get to all your headers to see where each one is at. Once you have those fields entered, you're going to need to go over to the left-hand side, or you can simply hit the next, big green button on the next, and that's going to move you right down here. So to upload photos, I'm sure you guys are pretty well versed in uploading photos. Ours is just going to be a little different, I'm sure. So we're going to upload multiple photos. And I'm going to go to the bottom and add files. I'm going to go to my photos. And we'll go to 649 Glen Eagles. So the first one that I click on, might be a little tiny for you guys. So the first one that I click on is going to be that primary photo. Then I have to keep selecting. Now that goes back to one of our Mixing It Up episodes, doesn't it, Colleen?
Yes, it does.
All righty. So pictures. And start the upload. Now, as you see down below, that you'll see the maximum upload size is 10 megabits. That is per photo. So if you go and select a whole bunch and you see, oh, it's over 10 megabytes, that's only per photo. So you'll be fine on that. You know that your first photo does need to be the front of the home. And you can simply keep going. Next, you can drag and drop these around. There is also an edit tool in case they come in on the side or something rotated. You can certainly edit those as well. And there's also labels and descriptions. So on the one, you just simply add label. And if you go back to our old listing class from Welcome Home, so you can label the photo and then add a description. Great place. Blah, 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 whatever you want. So these will now come up on the photos. See, and you'll see Welcome Home. So a lot of times these are good for descriptions of the property. So if you walk into a home, see the library on the right, dining room on the left, those are things that you can help talk about the photos. And I know one thing in a market like right now, when listings are flying off the shelves, people aren't as concerned as putting labels and descriptions on there. They don't have to work so hard to sell a home. But these are the type of things that are absolutely wonderful to really accentuate these listings. All right, and keep working on that next button. You'll see a detail report here of what your listing now looks like. And then you're going to go into the add documents. Simply add off the blue bar on the top. You're going to browse in your file. I choose file at the top. Got one on the desktop. I've got some seller's disclosures here. I'll simply select it and click upload. And I will give it a description. Now, as you see, this box is checked. That means it is a public file. It can be emailed out of the system. So if you've got something that doesn't need to go out of the system, it's not going to be public. Simply save that. All right, so you can add multiple documents here. Next, you can add open houses. Simply add in the date, the start time, the end time, and any comments. Tours are going to be a broker tour, which generally are not done in the system. I haven't seen them out of the system, but it is there for the brokerage to use. You can hit your next, and you are good to go. To save this as a live listing, I'm not going to do that though. There we go. Here is my save. And you've got save listing. or save listing as a partial. So I am not going to save it because I've got photos to a different home there that's going to confuse somebody. So what I'm going to do is simply close the listing up here. And no, I do not want to save these changes. So that is the bulk of the first step that you need to do. Now once, and actually you can trim down this page. I find that I like to trim down the page, tighten it up a little bit. Michigan doesn't need a whole lot. Once you make these little edits here, now you can see all your buttons on the right-hand side. Everything fits on one page. You also have a purge date. You now know that these are the listings that we brought in. They all have that same purge date. So if I go back to all of the firm's listings, you will see that there have been some agents that have been working on partials. They might not have that same 4/8, 4/9. Here's one that was entered. Oh, it's going to be deleted in February. These won't be deleted until March. So you know that these have been in here a little longer. So the admins might not be editing these as of yet. It might just be a work in process. Okay. Once you enter that listing now, so you're going to have to go over to select an action and then into, well, it'll be a live listing at that time. So I'm going to go pick up a live listing. Just remember, I did not want to change that one to a live just yet. Can you these up just a skosh so I can see that select an action button? Okay, so now once I've entered my listing, I know this is not the same listing, but we are not making one live. So let's go to a live listing. We'll just select this very top one. Now you see you have all of your different available activities you can do here. You can see you can also share on Facebook, you share via text, you do set them as pending, upload documents here as well too. So there's a lot you can do right from here. It's just a little easy cheat sheet. Let's go right into showing time. Okay, so let's go back to the main part of Paragon or showing time, because you're going to need to, even if this is case listing, you still have to enter in the showing time instructions. So we want to make sure to do that. The next thing we're going to be doing is all of your agents are going to now have two different profiles in showing time. So from here, so we are going to go into your profile. Edit profile. Get to the little button there. Okay. From the main profile page, you'll see right in the middle, add a profile. So as you're entering in listings for a particular agent, either number one, showing time is going to be working on the background, getting those profiles linked. And if you want to get ahead of the game, say if you're working on Lisa Littlesey's listings, you're going to enter her first listing and come to this profile. You're going to link those two profiles together. So here's the actions. You just simply click add profile. You're going to be looking for the previous MLS, entering it there, and either entering it in an email, the last name, or the agent ID is always going to be the last 6 digits of their original real estate license, not the new one. So if they're an associate broker, make sure that's the original 6 digits of that old license. Once you add either one of those in there, you simply click link. Now, that's not the end of the story. The agent is now going to get an email saying, hey, did you authorize the linking of these two accounts? So you'll need to let your agents know that you've requested it if it hadn't been done by showing time already, that you've requested it. They will now need to click the button and say yes. So now once we do this, now you're going to be merging those two identities for the two MLS listings. So that's going to be the big thing. So when it's all spelled out on your little cheat sheet, let me get that up for you.
Yeah, we're seeing the welcome email. Okay, got it.
There we go.
I just wanted to make sure you knew what we were seeing.
Yeah, it's not like a GoToWebinar where I can easily see on the side what you guys think.
Okay, good.
I love that about GoToWebinar. All right, so let's go down to the bottom. Well, actually, how about a reminder here? In the listing entry, we've got a flyer on listing entry here, which just goes over some key points about what our statuses are, what this means, what that means, just nice little information. The next flyer and video are when you guys are ready to start entering listings on your own. Doing that. We just went through from the partial listing, enter in those missing fields, upload your photos and your documents. Now, here's a big thing here. If this listing has gone pending over the weekend, you're going to need to take an action. They still go in as active because you cannot input a listing directly into the pending mode, just against the rules. So it goes active. Once you save it, we'll put it in as a pending and put the pending date. Same thing if it's closed. You'll need to put the closed date in there too. So here's your showing time instructions. So this is once the profiles are linked. So either you're going to initiate it or it's already done. So you're now going to need to merge the listing in Paragon with the corresponding listing from your previous. And it will be right there, right after that status. All right. The last note on here is listings in your previous MLS. Your broker is going to submit a list to them saying these can all be removed. And then they will pull a new stream from us, for lack of better words for you guys. They'll pull in more information with all the live listings now coming from my real source. Right, so we're also creating something along the same lines for your agents, so we know that they aren't going to be doing the listing entry. There are a couple of things for your agents to do as well. They need to go into the old system, get their saved searches, get their clients, and we'll have a cheat sheet for them on the things that they need to be doing as well. All right, so because nobody was going through this live unless you were, I'm hoping you were. Did you find any stumbling spots? Did you see everything where you needed to be? Unless you guys are good with this, right? It seems like you guys are good because we can go through. I would love to go through with one of the listings with one of you to upload photos, upload docs, maybe even doing an open house.
And I just want to interject here that no fines will be in place at all for you. We know that you're trying to get everything in a timely manner, but we do want the true list date when you're entering for the active, taking from partial to actives. We want that true list date. If it went pending, we need the real pending date, the real closing information, everything very accurate. It's not an issue of, oh, it pended how long ago. Don't put in today's date. Always use whatever is the real active pending and close dates, okay? No fines will be issued. Just make sure it's accurate so that we have that days on market and everything is accurate in the system for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so one last thing for you guys. Once you've been entering your listings in, I want to show you a great spots where you can go in and check to make sure that stuff is there. So let me go back to sharing Paragon for you guys. All right, so over on the right-hand side is your market monitor. So here's your office button. You'll be able to see all of your listings right here. So all of the listings and anything new that's just coming in. So you'll see a lot of the stuff coming in new. So simply click into that 9 and you'll be able to start seeing them soon. You got status, type, MLS numbers. This can be modified too. So I usually stick this stuff down here. Either I can just drag and drop from here, or I can go in and actually customize in these fields. Now, this is a very important thing, especially as you find that certain fields you're looking for all the time. You simply just add them in from the left and select add on the right. It goes all the way down to the bottom. So you want to drag it up to wherever you might think that acreage is going to be, wherever you need it, and then simply save. You're not going to change it for hers. So there's a couple things that I've entered in on mine to make it a lot easier. So once you've started entering those listings in, Simply click the buttons, make sure everybody's there. And actually, I'll go in and add onto Darby's the listing agent, listing office, might be a couple things on there. So that'll be one, just a little help on you guys, some direction of what you may or may not like in there. And you'll find that once you start using the system, you're actually looking for a few things. All right, so do we have any questions? Do you have your cheat sheet? Let's see if there are any, no chats.
I have a question.
Okay,
Are we going to show them, okay, there's these partials that we put the information in coming from the previous MLS, but once they're done with those, once they're done making the partials active, and now they're putting in a brand new listing, not coming from a previous MLS, are we going to show them how to pull from tax records to speed up the process?
I would love to. That's my favorite part. All right, so I'm gonna go back to Paragon and share. All right, guys, I'm gonna go back into my account. Go play with that here. Oh, and see, that might be, let me show that a little more easily. So as you guys move from agent to agent in your office, or if you want to go back to yours, so if you click in the upper right-hand corner on your name and then to assume identity, if you simply click the here button, it'll return to your account. And okay. So just those little easy maneuvering to get you through there. And this one, I know about that one, so I'm good to go. All right. So there's two ways to do listing entry. My favorite way, which I think is the best, fastest way to do it. I'm going to go over to Transaction Desk and create a transaction. Now we do have a video for this as well. So I'm going to go into my resources and then select Transaction Desk. And remember, everything is transaction based in transaction management. So when you go to create a listing, you're actually creating a transaction. So I'll give the name. Now, this is one thing that Colleen has helped so many offices set up, so many templates. It's the listing package that you used to have, as hard copies all around the office. So this will be a residential listing. This is what I've called mine. This will bring in all the forms that you need. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. If not, we are more than happy to educate you even more on that. So where am I getting the information from? I want to bring it in from Realist. I'm going to select my county. So I'll put my house up there. I'm in St. Clair. My tax ID, I don't know it, so I'm just going to search for it. Street number and name. And search. Search. Oops. Oh, too many Fajardos around here. There we go. Select and select. And I'm not going to use the wizard on this time. I just want to show you guys. So the wizard does fill in some more information, but what I really want to show you is I want to go over to the right-hand side to where those forms are. Because if you're simply setting up your agent to go out on a listing appointment, this will be some great stuff to auto-populate from the tax records, get the spelling of the owner's names correctly, because that's kind of a big deal. So we're going to go right down to the data sheet. So this is how a lot of times, this is the best way to enter in a listing. So I'm going to go into the data sheet. So me as the admin, I'm setting up my agent for success on that listing appointment. All right, number one, you're going to see the listing agent and office information is already pre-filled. So thank you very much. There is a lot more information that gets filled in. And you see, I didn't do any of the wizard neither. We already have a lot of stuff that comes in. Of course, Little St. Clair isn't always the best in Realist, but many other cities have a lot of information. So the real nice thing is is if they print this out, fine. If they use it on a tablet, fine, it doesn't matter. But if they go through and say they mark it's for sale, maybe they did it on paper. So let's see, this is a single family, and they go through, enter in all this information. And what's nice about this is they don't have to enter in every single piece. And the other best thing is when you send it over to Paragon, it does not go as a live listing. It's a partial. We know you still need to work on it. So I'm going to go through, I filled all this stuff in. The county and municipality do have to be in here. So I'm going to add in school district, East China, and generally those do come in. All right, municipality, St. Clair. All right. So and if I want to, there's a whole bunch more information down here. It shows you what is in red is mandatory. And of course, anything that's not is optional. Just do your best at getting the listings in. But here's the piece that I absolutely love. At the very, very top, reduce this. See, my resolution was so big, you didn't see the names. So we're going to go right to upload listing. And you want to make sure to check it out to see that it does go. Because if I forgot my municipality, that's one of the ones that will not allow it to go to Paragon. All right. See, the listing was successfully sent to the MLS. That's what you want to wait for. I'm going to close. I'm going to close out transaction desk. Go over to Paragon. And now where do I find my partials? Under listings and partials. And search. Should be my own. All right. And my newest is right here on the bottom. No photos in there. And now you see all the information that's been auto-populated in here. So if I go open all, we'll now see tax information's been put in here, all sorts of information. So there's also another way to start a listing, and that's right here from the tax records. So if I go and start a new listing, so I'm going to add, so I'm here in listings, so I can go here in listing and add, we'll just add a residential. So I'm going to start with that tax autofill because I want to get the most information in here auto-populated that I can. I'm going to click tax autofill, and first of all, you're going to notice we have access to all of the counties in the state of Michigan. So St. Clair County is over here to the right. And I'm looking for Fajardo, number 649. And there we have found one listing, and we'll search. So if I want to see all the information that it's going to bring in, you can simply click on that tax ID number. And here it all is. Next, we're going to select the little box and say, yes, this is what we do want to autofill. So please put all this information into my listing. And save. So you're already off to a good start. And there actually have been times where we did the transaction desk, brought it in, and then brought in tax records on top of that too. So it can be done as well. So those are the two different ways to enter in a listing from scratch. All right. And here we are, almost at the end of our 1 hour class. Now, remember, this is the bare basics of listing entry. There are some nuances sometimes when you put in a school and then put in a county, it doesn't always mesh up. You have to make sure to get the correct municipalities in the correct county, otherwise it doesn't like it. Colleen, if you want to add anything else on listing entry, the bumps and bruises you might have had?
I think the easiest thing really is just filling out the data sheet and using that upload button. And again, really, if the agents do that, it saves you from rekeying all of those fields in. You can go in, add the photos, and then make it live. It's so much easier than rekeying it all in. So that's huge for me.
All righty. Is there any questions from out there?
I have a question. This may not have anything to do with this. When are they going to transfer the transaction desk and our templates? And will the templates be transferred? Each office has different templates that they have.
Okay.
When will that be done?
Brian or John, you guys want to answer that one about the?
It's just give me the notice when you want it done. I mean, if it sounds like you're itching to move forward right now, so we can actually start the process today.
But keep in mind, when you move them, they will no longer be available on the Instanet through RealComp any longer. So they have to be housed in one or the other. So when we have them migrated over, they won't be able to go in through RealComp and see them in that transaction desk anymore. They'll have to go through Paragon to access them. So,
all right. So as of right now, everyone does not have their logins, correct?
Correct.
The agents are going to get theirs today?
Yes, they should be this afternoon as soon as I finish up their welcome email with their own checklist in there. So I want to make sure it's nice and easy for them.
Okay. Maybe we should wait a couple days until they actually get in there.
Okay. So
And
after their logins are delivered, they've logged in, then we will give them a notice that their transactions are going to be migrated from their previous MLS to their current MLS, and that
Right.
they will no longer be visible in their previous MLS.
I would say, give them till what, Wednesday, maybe? I don't know. If they get their login today.
Okay. If you're up for Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a very good plan. If we give them their login this afternoon and also give them a notice that the transactions will be moved on Wednesday. Wednesday's in the middle of the week. That way, if anybody has any issues, they can contact support.
and your templates will move over as well. But I'd love to be able to go in and double check, make sure everything's there and it looks exactly as you want it to. So.
Okay. And then showing time, I'm just going through my checklist here. So I don't know if anybody else has any questions about the list, the stuff you guys were talking about. I don't want to get sidetracked if they have questions. So.
You mentioned earlier that we're supposed to put the new listings in Paragon, no longer in RealComp, correct?
Correct.
And our agents will all show up.
Yeah, all the agents
Like
are there.
if they haven't done anything on their part, I can still put a new listing in for them regardless.
Correct.
Okay.
And then what about, like, we have all these listings that are sort of in, I want to call it limbo. Are we just going to be like one by one as we do it? Like we put it in one, take it out of the other, or how's that going to look? Because we've got to add the photos and the documents to every listing. So that doesn't happen.
I was under the impression that we were going to work our way through the partials. And then once the partials were all moved into the active status, then we would provide you with a list that you would send to RealComp asking them to do two things. One is to delete those that list of listings, and number two, to re-pull them in a new feed from us so that they're newly refreshed and show up as new.
Okay, so should we get all the pictures in the partials and then flip them all over the same day? Or do we do it one by one?
Yeah, I would wait a day on that one, right, Dave? That's what I think we were saying.
I think that as long as they've got the information in, go ahead and put it active. I don't think you need to wait until the same day to make them all active. In my opinion.
There's no necessary timing in terms of bringing them active. When you can bring them active, bring them active. It's just that we want to send a bulk list so that they can be pulled again, because likely they're going to be removed as soon as they're fed over.
Right. So, but my question is this is, if let's just say, like today, I only have time to do 5 listings to get all the pictures and everything in there. I'm not going to put those 5 active. I'm going to wait till I have all of them done and then make those 5 on MI Real Source.
No, there wouldn't necessarily be a problem putting those 5 active.
would they show up twice then on the MLS?
They would. They would show up once from us and once from Real Comp until the Real Comp ones are removed.
Yeah. I'm thinking we should do it all at once personally, but that's me. I just feel like appointments are going to be a train wreck.
Okay.
Like, which one do I make an appointment on?
Yes. Yeah, that is the problem. So so it has to be after the agents have linked their profiles, and then the admins can merge the two listings. So it doesn't matter which one you're scheduling on, it will still be on one listing as long as those listings are merged.
Okay.
Almost the very last step.
I don't think there's a downside to waiting and doing them all active at once. I don't think there's any problem with that. So if that's the way you want to do it, I think that would be fine. John,
Okay.
you don't see a problem with that, John, do you?
No, there wouldn't be a problem with that. And then we would just want to know like a set date on when to pull that list.
Yeah, don't surprise us. Let us know when you're doing that.
Okay. It might be one office might be sooner than the other. It might be office by office. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
we could do office by office.
Because some have more listings than others. So, okay. All right. And then we'll send the list to RealComp to do whatever they do to flush them out.
Yeah.
I'm clicking on this flyer thing and it said the showing time. I just was going through there. It said, check your phone showing time flyer, see flyer or video. Am I missing the video?
Oh, that was the original one that didn't have, there was not a video on that one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure to get that information to you as soon as possible before it was polished. So you at least had your list.
Okay.
I will.
So right now I'm showing two profiles in my showing time. So I just have to click the one I'm switching it over to.
You want to
Yes,
share?
yes, as your primary. Yep. That way you don't get duplicate records of duplicate showings and duplicate notifications. So yes.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, that's a lot of notifications.
All right. Easy enough. I don't know if anybody else has any questions. If I was just trying to figure that out. So we'll work on getting the pictures and the documents in. Anything new, we'll just put in my real source. That's fine. I know a couple agents were texting me after our meeting this morning because they were working on some listings this afternoon. They want to know when they were going to get their profile. So
Abby, we had a question in chat too. Maybe you can address, there was a question that came in via chat.
Dean, if you want to send me an email of which agents need access like right away, we'll give them their login and password first so that they can hurry up and go ahead and enter their listings.
okay, it's just Connie right now.
We'll just put them at the top of the pile.
Okay. I will send that right now.
Okay, great.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Hey, Samantha, we can always get a little training going on in your office over there. Because I know Lisa was saying that they do upload a lot of their own stuff and that they do the preliminary and wait for admins to turn it live, correct? So, okay, partial.
Yeah, I think that's important to make sure that everyone knows how. I mean, the agents are filling this stuff out online, but sometimes they don't fill out the right form in the right spot. If we can get it so we're just clicking a button, it's uploading, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and that's what Lisa was letting me know that really goes on. Because at first, I thought the admins did everything. And Lisa said, no, we try to do a lot of that legwork and then submit it to them. So the admins know to check it, make sure it's good.
And Debbie, if you want to show them where the training and the videos and all the cheat sheets are, just as a reminder, since they're all on here.
I would love to. All right.
That way they can find anything they're looking for if they can't get a hold of someone right away.
Yeah. Okay. So back in Paragon. So I'm going to go to my home icon. So right here, I have the education corner. That'll give you a good glance at what's going on for the month. Go ahead and open that up. And you should still be, the education corner should be coming up. I want to make sure this is what you guys are still seeing, right? In here, I also have links to YouTube. So mobile agent is scheduled for tomorrow, but say you can't access it, there's always a link to the mobile agent playlist here. So you've got registrations, you have YouTube right from here, and even at the very end, we have our online learning. So we have links to every one of our playlists in YouTube. So we have a whole playlist for the Collab Center, those auto notifications. We have a whole playlist for showing time. So this is one source. When you go back to Paragon, you can go under your resources icon. And then at the bottom right, we have class registrations and we have recorded webinars. So we try to put this stuff everywhere. Recorded webinars is our YouTube channel. So you can find them here. We also have YouTube right here. We have a link to the class schedule here, our webinar library. So you might like the quick links over here on the left-hand side. We have the member benefits. We have the new agent welcome handout. We have the admin's guide to the MLS. This one is a huge, it used to be printed and handed out at the admin certification class, but it's your reference guide to the MLS. It has all the cheat sheets in here on how to do everything, the PowerPoint slides from class. So there's just some really great information in here. All right, so there are a couple of places to find training. And then of course we have our schedule right here. So here we are on the 11th. On the 12th, you'll see I have mobile agent. You can simply register for the go-to webinar here. This is one of the easiest and fastest ways to get to what's going on too, besides breezing through the education corner. All right, so you should be able to find everything. And then the last thing I want to show you guys is on the listings themselves. I'll go ahead and pull one here. If you need help on one of these, if there's something that is wrong, we have a nice little correction button. This just goes right to staff here at My Real Source. So if you've got something, maybe this isn't in St. Clair, maybe this is in the township, that's where you can email us, let us know there's a problem. It's a great way to get to support there as well. And if you would like to get to support, we have a couple of ways. Usually here, my little help button is MLS. That's my page here. Yeah, so it's in two places. Like I said, we try to put this stuff everywhere so you can find it. Whether your eyeballs go to help or technical support, that's where you are going to be led to, is our big help page here. You can send an email to support. Just so you know, when you send an email support, it could be 24 hours before they get back to you. If you need immediate help, you got to pick up the phone and call support. That's the main line, and it's one of the very first options. And of course, you have access to us as well. All right. So good, we got help. We have data entry for getting the whole listing entered in from scratch, from the partials, what the bulk of it's going to be doing. So I'm sure you're going to be having questions today as you start entering these. I'm pretty sure you have my contact information. So here is my email. There's that one. Of course, you can always give me a buzz. You can text or call.
Did you forget how to use My Real Source?
What was that, Dean?
That was Mr. Monaghan walking by. I want to know if I forgot how to use My Real Source.
We do love Mark.
All right.
I told him I'm trying to make sure things go smoothly so he doesn't have to. So.
Oh, there you go.
Teamwork.
All right, gang. So it's off to the races now, huh?
Well, it'll be entertaining.
We are here for you. So,
And Dean, just so you know, Samantha has put in chat about the photos, saying that, you know, typically the agents do almost all their own listing upload. So she's asking, what if I don't have access to these photos? Are you letting the agents know that these admins are doing this? And if they request photos, please get them to them as soon as possible, because it'll make the process so much quicker and smoother.
Well, if not, they'll have to go in and put them in there themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. That's not a problem.
Okay, perfect. We just don't want the admins getting frustrated of, I can't do this because I don't have. Okay, perfect.
right, so then on the agent checklist, should we mention anything about if you're doing your own listing entry or your own photos? Dean, would you like me to add a line in there?
If you want to, yeah, I don't think that would be a problem.
Okay, great.
I have one question. Does Snap when you're on HomeSnap work the same way as would that be the app that we would use to search listings in?
Yep.
Okay.
It does work the same way, but you've got a couple additional features, like you can edit your listings through us. You can see the disclosures through us. So there's a couple additional features you'll see there too.
Okay. Good.
Is this the first time you've downloaded the app, or were you using it previously?
No, I was using it before.
Okay, you need to make sure to get your MLS credentials in there, which that
I
will be.
just switched it right now. I was doing that.
Look at that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
You're so tech savvy.
And we can always
Wow.
we can always schedule a private class just for your firm too, to point out some of the differences that they'll see in HomeSnap, like how to edit their listings, how to access disclosures, things like that from there.
Okay, that might be good.
And there actually is a HomeSnap class tomorrow morning.
And then the other question is from Pamela. Is it Pina or Penna? I'm not sure. Her question is, can we get the pictures from RealComp? No, because of the watermark. So that watermark cannot be in the photo.
Ooh, that's right. I did not show that. I was talking about
Yeah,
that.
make sure you show that, because she's asking that.
All right. Screen share. Let's go back over Paragon. Okay, so you guys should be seeing my Paragon. All right, let me go back into.
And Debbie, earlier you pulled one up that showed like the RealComp and the My Real Source watermark. So even if you show them that as an example of what's happening, to remove that photo before they upload their new.
Thank you.
That would really help her, I'm sure, to understand what's happening.
Close. Okay, listings, partials. Let's see. So over here is a photo, or is a listing that has one photo. So I'm going to go ahead and click into the photo here. Double click it. Okay, is this one does, this one does not. Good. If it's, but it looks like it's been cropped. Let's just sort by pictures, make it easy. Linda Bailey's. Let's see what Linda's has. All right. So you want to see, we do not want to see this in the listings. This is a trademark violation, the DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. We cannot steal photos from another MLS or from another agent. So just remember, if they're
Our logo could override and you can see two.
yeah, and if that happens, that's bad too.
That's really bad.
Yeah, you just want to see one logo over here, and that'll be My Real Source.
And
So the
Sine
photos-
Monaghan on the left, yeah.
Yeah. The photos that are in here, if it has a watermark on it from another MLS, it is just to let you know which listing matches up to this. Okay, and then I will make sure to let the agents know when they do their own listings on that one, no photos. Okay.
Yeah, we have to stress original photo, no using the RealComp photos.
Yeah. I have just a general question about, someone asked earlier today about, since like right now you have us we're under Sine Monaghan LLC, and then we're under Sine Monaghan Realtors Real Living LLC for, RealComp. When we convert all this, like just for stats, the agents were concerned about that. They're going to have two identities, and will they not? Is that, or is there a way to merge that somehow?
When you're
Brian or John, you want to weigh in?
Yeah. The history that you've had, if it was entered in RealComp, unless it's entered into my real source, you will have two identities. The history that you've entered within RealComp will retain within RealComp. It won't be statistically in line with your My Real Source account unless it's entered into My Real Source.
Right. Okay.
And there's no way for us to merge. We can't take RealComp data and move it over.
But if he changes his name, for example, by dropping the Real Living, that name change is not going to affect any stats.
No.
Correct.
I just have to put them both together now.
Yeah. It'll be for a minute. You'll need to do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I appreciate everyone's time.
Great. Now I have a couple ideas to get onto the agents welcome email, and we'll be getting those out the door soon. I told Miss Monica I would have that for her after the 11 o'clock class.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, gang. Well, thank you everybody for attending today. And remember, we're here for you for whatever questions you've got. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.